Well, hello again, friends and family. One of my co-workers, Christy, has asked me if I would do a cooking video. And since I just happen to have some scallops in the freezer that my wife will have no part of, I thought today is a perfect day to cook those scallops for myself. I'm going to try something different. I have never in my life made butter poached scallops, but today we're going to give it a try. First thing we're going to do is Chef Ann Burrell on the Food Network. One thing I have learned from her is something she calls mise en place. And that is everything needs to be prepared before you get started cooking. I have in here, in my little $14 rice cooker I bought from Walmart about 5 years ago that I use all the time, I have some rice cooking, and that rice has been made with chicken broth, and so it should have a really nice flavor, not just dry, regular steamed rice. I had 3 scallops. They were fairly thick, so I cut them in half. This will help them cook faster, especially since we're going to butter poach them, and I'm really not sure how long that's going to take, and you guys are going to get a little bored in my video if it takes too long. I'm going to throw in right now some crushed garlic into my melted butter. I'm going to throw in some crushed red pepper because I like a little kick in mine, and actually that's probably quite a bit of red pepper. And before I started, I emptied my dishwasher. I like to be able to immediately throw things into my dishwasher as I'm finished with them. Going to stir this up a little bit, get those peppers and garlic in there. I'm not going to add salt or pepper because I'm going to add that at the end. I did start, however, with unsalted butter, and what you're looking at there is 1.5 sticks of butter. Now this could get a little costly butter-wise if you're doing this for just one person. But since if you're doing this for 2 or 3 people, 1.5, 2 sticks of butter should be enough, and the cost is negligible when you're dealing with multiple people. Since it's just me, it's a little high, but oh well. I got my salt and pepper ready for when I'm done to throw it on there and see what I think about it. My rice should be done in a few minutes, so I'm going to just go ahead and get the scallops going. I honestly have no clue how long this is going to take. I'm going to turn the butter up enough. I don't want it to turn brown. I don't want it to boil. I want it to be hot and cook the scallops. I already washed my hands, just washed them. I don't want to do it again, so I'm just going to pour these scallops into here. Alright, there it goes. And I will throw my dishes in the dishwasher when I'm done. While this is going on and my scallops are doing their scallopy thing, I have a quick story I can tell you about scallops. My brother and I were fortunate enough when we lived in California that we were able to go on an overnight, it was like 2 nights and 3 days of scuba diving, and we would go after lobsters and scallops and abalone and spearfish. And we would land on this scallop bed, and now I had done this trip before, and so I knew what I was looking for. I had a clue. Now my brother, it was his first time out. He had no idea what the scallops looked like, how to get them off of the bed, nothing. So I'm down there. We're allowed to have 20 scallops a day. And they're big. I mean, these scallops make these little ones we get in the market here just look puny. And I'm allowed 20 for a 2-day limit. I can have 20. And so I've got this gunny sack, and it is almost to the full of scallops. They're so big. And then my brother's not finding enough. So I decide I'm going to be the helpful guy and find some scallops for him as well. And anybody who's into scuba diving knows you have this this flotation device. You push a button, it fills with air, and you raise to the top. I had that thing, that flotation device, maxed out, and I could barely get to the top. And when I got to the top, the bag was so heavy with scallops that it was holding me under the water, hanging my arm down, and I nearly drowned just for some scallops. It was worth it when we got home. They were awesome. All right, anyway, the scallops are going. You've got to keep an eye on them. They're not going to turn any color other than pretty much what you see right there. Right now, they're a little bit opaque. We want them to be cooked clear through, but we don't want them to be chewy in any way. We don't want the butter to go crazy, start getting out of line, but we got to let it get hot enough. When you cook these scallops, if you do something like this, be very careful on how much crushed pepper you put in there, because really I've got a decent amount in there, and not only would my wife not eat this because of the scallops, I can guarantee you she wouldn't eat it because of the crushed red pepper. My rice is now done. You see, I don't know if you can see it real good there. It looks better in person than it does on the screen right now, let me tell you that. So we got about 2 minutes to fill here. I feel like if you've ever watched the Food Network and they have the next Food Network star and they're always telling these people you got to talk and work and talk and get this stuff going and it has to look easy and natural. Let me tell you something. Sitting here trying to talk to you and trying to get these scallops cooked properly, there ain't nothing easy about it. So I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to heat up the butter just a little bit more. Like I said, I don't want it to turn brown. If it turns brown, it's going to bring a completely different flavor to these scallops, and I don't want to do that. So, what have you guys been up to today? Anyway, this should take just a couple minutes. Looking at things. Not too much longer. By the way, I now have 3 videos. Well, with this video, I now have 4 videos posted on YouTube, and some of them are getting some views. I would suggest you subscribe to YouTube, then you can, you become a YouTube member or whatever they call it. Then when you get to my videos, you subscribe to my videos. Then, if you get on YouTube, all of my videos will just pop up, and you'll be able to find them instead of me having to every time tell people, hey, I have this new video out you might want to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to put some rice on my plate.
Text message.
And I just got a text message, if any of you heard that. All right, I got a little rice on my plate. I'm going to put one of the scallops on my plate and taste it. If they're not quite ready, I'll let you know. But if they are, then we're done. That one's too thick. That one ain't ready. Let me find one of the little thin guys. All right. Here we go. Let's see how it is. A little salt and pepper first. I always have to have my salt and pepper. All right. It is not opaque on the inside. In fact, I think it might actually be done. Here we go. It is done. It is great, actually. It has a terrific buttery flavor. It's got the garlic, tiny little bit of a kick from the pepper. All it needed was the salt and pepper added to it. It turned out great. I really recommend you try this at home. It's a simple thing to do, and those are going to be some good scallops, and I'm going to get right to it. Y'all have a great Christmas. I'll talk to everybody down the line. Cheers.